Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anil, and in this Laravel video tutorial we will learn about the HTTP request methods. Maybe you heard about the two HTTP request methods, which is get and post, but there is some other methods also which is very important when you are working with the Laravel, and especially when you are working with the Laravel APIs. For example, put, patch, delete, head, etc. Right? So we will learn these all methods with example. So these are the points of video. First of all, we will see what is the HTTP request. Then we will see the method name for the HTTP request. We will make a HTML form so that we can just check out the example of every method, and we will create the route method also and submit the data to the controller. And at the last, I will ask you an interview question also, right? So now let's get started with the first question. What is the HTTP request? When you are using the website, then you cannot work without the HTTP request. When you are fetching data from a website, that means you are using the get method. When you are just signing up or submitting some data as a form, in a format of form, then you are using the post method, right? So let's say I just want to show an example. When let's open to the network here and just make it a little bit up and just refresh it. Now when you just make a refresh, then you can see that there is a lots of file which are come to the network, and here you can see that the request method is get by default, right? That means when you are just fetching the data, then we are use the get method, but when we are just posting the data or saving some data to the database or to the server, then we use the post method, right? But there is some other method also, we will talk about them also, right? So for example, post method, put method is used when you just want to update something. Delete method when you just want to delete some data. Patch method, patch as and put are very similar. Patch methods are used with a specific field. Let's say we have a 10 field, but we want to update only 2 or 3 field, then we use the patch methods, right? And the head method is just looking out for the headers, and options are just tell that our server is working or not, right? So these all things, the all methods are very useful in the case of Laravel forms as well as the Laravel API. And in this video we will check out all these things with the Laravel form. Yes, in the upcoming video we will make a API in the all of the cases also. So now let's get started. What we need to do to make of these kind of requests to check that? So we need two things. One is controller and another one is the view, so that we can just make a HTML form. So let's create a view first of all. Let's say my view name is user.blade.php, and let's make some HTML text and all, like user login. You can just remove it. Yes, I will make a form also, but just after making the route and all. And now let's jump for the web.php file to make a route here, and just simply write here route : view, and we can just put the route name, which is, let's say, login for a moment, right? And file that we want to load, and this is the view file because we defined a view method here, which is user, we just made here, right? User. Now let's try to access this file through the web page, and just simply write here user, and alright, oh sorry, my bad, we have to just use here login because we just define the URL is login on a user's view, right? So that's working fine. So now let's try to make a form here. So just make a small form, and in this form we can use at least 2 fields. So let's define input type text, name can be like user or whatever you want, placeholder like enter name, and we can also use some br tags so that we can just maintain some space, line space actually. And at the last, let's take a button and just make a text login, and this button type can be submit. Right now you find that there is a small form also, that's okay. All right, so where we will submit this form? So we need a controller, so just write here php artisan make controller, and controller name, let's say my controller name is user controller. Hit the enter. This is created, and where this is created? In the app http controllers and user controller. So let's make a route for it. So just put here use app http, then controllers, and then use the user controller, right? And now let's make a route for it, and just put here route and method name. What is that method name I have just put here? Because I'm not going to put here get and post. I will tell you why, just wait for a moment. And let's put the URL, and in the second parameter just put here user controller, which is related to this, right? Use colon class, and in the second parameter we need to put here the method that we want to call. So we did not define the method yet, so let's make a method. I'm going to put my method name is test request, right? And when we are just getting the data from the form, then we need to use here this request method and any variable like $req, right? And let's return here something like hello from controller, right? This is for a moment, and after that let's just put this method here, which is test method, and let's make it put it directly in the second parameter, and this should be an string actually, so just make it string, and at the last we need to add here semicolon. Everything is fine, but why I put here method name? Why did not put here get? Because if I am just going to put here get, then it will accept the get method from here, and we will define a get method here like get, right? And if I'm just sending this data, the post from here like post data, then we need to make this method type post like this, right? So first of all, let's try with the get, then we will make it post also, right? Get, and now we need an action. Action means on which URL we want to hit this. So we want to hit on this URLs, so users. So let's simply put it here, right? So now let's try to just send this data. Let's try to log in, and now you can see that we get the data on a hello controller. We did not pass some data, that's why we get the blanket. So let's put some data here like anil and password like 12345, and just write login here. When we are using the get method, then we will send the data like here, like this, right? But this is not a safe method, that's why when we just want to pass the data with the help of form, then we always use the post method. So once again, I just want to show that what method is actually we are able to see in the network. So let's try to see here, and here you can see that we are just using the get method here, right? So now let's try with the post method. Like, yeah, one more thing, we did not get the data in the controller yet, so just simply return $request, and just simply use here input method, right? And let's try it with the you can see that the get method first of all. Now you can see that we get the user data, right? one more thing, why we are actually getting the one field only, because we need to just make it a password, right? And the text is also be password. Again, let's make it correct now. All right, so just refresh it. Name is like Anil and password is like 123, and now we are able to send the both field, right? So this is fine. Now let's try to use the post method here, and with the post method we need one more thing. We need a CSRF token, right? You just need to write here like this. This is used for the security purpose, and how it's actually work with the security purpose, I already made a video on it. You can watch from the previous videos, right? So now this is the get method, and now let's make it post. When this method is post and you want to try to hit the get method, then it will give a error. What kind of error? So let's check it first of all. Now you can see that the post method is not support for this route. Supported method get here, right? So because this is a supported method and we are trying to send the post from here. So if we just want to send the post, then we just need to make it a post like here. And now let's go back, try to submit data like username and password, and now you can see that the token, user and password is sent from here. Similar thing we can also use with the put, right? So why we use the put method? As I told you, get method is used for getting content. Post method is using for save the data. Put method is used for update the data, right? So but yes, we are now actually not performing the save data and put data and update data in the database, but yes, you can just do it with the way, because now we are just understanding the methods. In the upcoming video we will create an API with everything, and we will just connect with the database also, right? So now our put method is ready, but put method have the one problem. We cannot use directly put method like here. If I'm just going to try to hit it, then it will said that you are still sending the post request, right? So now let's try 123 and some name like Anil. Now it will tell that the get method is not supported yet, right? Because supported method is put. So why this is again asking for the get method? Because for that, if we are using the method here post, put here, then it will not going to support. We need to use here double curly braces, method underscore field, and we can simply use here put, right? And here we need to use post. Now it will support it, right? Just go back here, refresh it, name, password, something, submit it. Now you can see that we are able to get the method post put here, right? Similarly, if you want to send the delete, then you can use here delete method. But you need to change the route here from the route file also like this. Now let's get back here, try to refresh. And why we use the delete method? For deleting the records, right? Now you can see that we are able to use the get method. So that's all right. So now I have a question, which is you can see that we just try with the get, post, put, delete, and we can just use everything. What is the difference between put and patch, right? Okay, I will just repeat all of them. You can just find about the patch. Get is used for getting the data, post is used for save the data, put is used for update the data, delete is used for delete the data, head for use for the extra parameters like header and all. Optional parameter will check that our server is working fine or not, right? So you need to just comment it out and check out about the put method. So bye for now, and please don't forget to subscribe my channel. Bye bye, take care.